Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, David Riggleman, Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Coming up on this Access City Council program, we tell you why the Budweiser Clydesdales were recently at the Smith's Marketplace, and goat yoga. Yes, we're talking about it on this show. Find out why so many are flocking to join this new exercise craze. The councilwoman who represents Ward 6, Michelle Fiore, joins me now, and we're going to talk about goat yoga and a whole lot of other stuff.
It was a lot of fun.
Good to see you. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you. Thank you. It's always fun to be with you, David.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about goat yoga, but we have a full show today, so we're going to get into it. You know Ward 6 very, very well. If you don't know exactly where Ward 6 is, well, we're going to show you on the map. It's right at the top of the valley there with the big 6 on it. If you live in that area or work in that area, then you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas, and you're represented by Michelle Fiore if you are a resident out there. So
yes, absolutely. And Ward 6 is great. We've got city and rural.
Well, you do. It's that really cool blend of both. You're in the city, but it's still very Western. There's horses out there, people ride. You're an equestrian, and it's just part of the lifestyle out there. It's why so many people want to live out there now. So,
it's really amazing. It's a really amazing place.
Well, let's start with the election.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so excited.
I know. We're moving along. This was an election year in the city of Las Vegas. You tweeted this on social media. You said, "Get out and vote today. Polls are open until 7 p.m. Of course, you were talking about April 2nd. That was primary election day. And in the city elections, the municipal elections, if you get 50% of the vote plus one vote, you're declared the winner.
That's right.
So Mayor Goodman and Councilman Creer won on April 2nd. So their elections are over. They're
done.
Yeah.
So our mayor, and you got to think about this, so the Goodmans will literally have about 25 years of Goodmans by the time she's done with this last term
That's
of hers.
Right. That's right.
And one thing, and you know, I mean, our Mayor Goodman is like the mother of the city. She's like that Jewish mother of the city of Las Vegas that takes care of everyone in the city.
Very true.
So I was very excited. We really wanted her to have an 88%.
88%, I know.
Because we wanted her to beat Oscar at 87.
Oscar actually won an election, I think it was his second or third term, by 87% of the vote. That's a landslide by anybody's definition. She didn't quite get there. She was like
almost 85.
Yeah.
Almost 85. Yeah,
she
but
was
we
pretty
were
close. But
we were waiting.
Yeah, so I'm sure Oscar now has bragging rights in the Goodman household, but still she made a great showing all the way around. And we should let everybody know, Councilwoman, there are still some races to be decided in the primary election. That, again, was April 2nd. The general election is June 11th. So we're going to have elections for wards 1, 2, and 3 still need to be decided. So election day will be June 11th. That's a Tuesday. Early vote will start about 2 weeks prior. So you'll get the sample ballots in the mail if you are a Ward 1, 2, or 3 voter.
That's right.
And
we really need you to get out and vote.
Yeah, that's the idea
Ward
here.
1, 2, and 3, we really need you to get out there and vote because you have to think about that. I mean, if you don't get out there and vote, you really have no complaining rights. No complaining rights.
And you know, Councilman Anthony, who's on the city council currently, represents Ward 4. The first time he ran, he won by 10 votes.
Double digits.
10 votes. That's not so. In a race like this, every vote does count. Your vote really does matter. So, all right. So, election day, June 11th.
Yeah.
Councilwoman, this was great too. One of our city employees, Jerry Walker, who's the director of our Operations and Maintenance Department. Operation and Maintenance takes care of maintaining our streets, our parks, our median islands, a variety of things here at the city. And he was recently honored by the Metropolitan Police Department at one of their first Tuesday events out in your neck of the woods.
So Jerry Walker is amazing, and so he works with everyone, including our Metro Police Department. Metro will call him and say, hey, you know, in this area, we're having a little homeless, problem. Jerry goes right down there, tells him what he's going to do to fix it, fixes it. And again, Metro loves him. We love him. Anytime I call him and say, hey, Jerry, we really need to fix this, he does it within 24 hours. So I have to tell you, Jerry Walker's so impressive. So when we found out Metro was giving him an award, Councilman Stavros Anthony and I, we made him up a plaque too, from all of us too,
that was awesome.
And Captain Sasha Larkin, I have to hands down to her. She's an amazing woman. She does a lot for the Northwest area. She works with all of us.
Yeah, sure does.
And she's just really
she's in command of the center out there, that Northwest area command. Great partner with the city, helped us on many, many issues, especially with all different crimes, car burglaries, home burglaries, all the issues that we face primarily out in that area. So,
without a doubt.
And she and her team, they are on it. Councilwoman, I like this too. You're very involved with the youth in your neighborhood. You really take great pride in the kids and what they're involved with. So you had tweeted this out. I love this. You said, "Congratulations, Parker Wilson, Troop 430, on becoming an Eagle Scout."
These kids work so hard, and they're the next leaders. Yeah. They're our next leaders.
Yeah. Well, to make Eagle at 15 too is a big deal.
Yeah.
Usually kids that will make Eagle Scout, if they stick to it, are going to be a little older than that. But here is a kid 15 who's already made Eagle Scout. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal. You know, our former Lieutenant Governor, Mark Hutchinson, is a distinguished Eagle Scout.
Is he
as
really?
Well. Yep. Yeah. And there's a lot of leaders that you would never believe that, but they come from scouting, and they come from that whole, you know, learning to be a leader as a child.
They learned early, exactly, and apply it in life as they move on. That's good stuff. So, well, congratulations, Parker. We know you're going to do great things in life, and remember, you know, you'll be one of the future leaders here in Las Vegas. We need you, so stick around. Councilman, I love this too. Speaking of the youth, the National Future Business Leaders of America, you were involved with them. Tell us about that.
That's amazing. So they've been around for 3 decades, and so our future leaders, they literally had, I think I was the judge for 17 youth that came to my table, and they had to give me a report on business ethics and reporting gift giving.
Wow.
Right? So ethics of gift giving in a business setting. And when should you report? What kind of gifts are appropriate? What kind of gifts are not appropriate? And these are high school kids.
Wow.
Right?
It's good they're thinking about it. So if you're a vendor and you're giving to some company you're doing business with, you know, what's an appropriate gift, maybe at Christmas time, that kind of thing.
And when should you report it? How much should you spend? And they went through gift giving from employer to employee, from gift giving from employee to employer, from gift giving from employee to vendor, or employer to vendor, and vice versa, and what's fair and what's not a good gift. It was a common theme with the young leaders that said, you know, we think that if you were to give someone hygiene gifts, that it could be offensive.
right.
So
I thought, some deodorant. It's like, what are you telling me? Yeah, right.
So, you know, they had some examples of good gifts and offensive gifts, you know, and I thought it was great. You know, and they were really good. And they said, you know, for the office, give them something like, you know, a stapler with their team on it. If they like, you know, if they're like the Golden Knights or the Las Vegas Raiders soon to come, or, you know, just appropriate gifts. And
you're very good at that. You will often give gifts like at the holidays to the staff that can be shared, cookies, food that can be shared. And that's always a good thing, because that way then everyone can partake, and it's something that people obviously enjoy. And so that's always, I think, a wise thing. Cookies and things like that are always, you do that at Valentine's Day, for
Valentine's
example.
Day, because I truly love everyone, you know, and so you just want to express the gratitude. Well, I do. I just want people to know that I have so much gratitude for everything they do.
Yeah, this time of year, it's Easter time, and it's just a great tradition, the egg-stravaganza.
Thousands of people out there again.
Yeah, exactly.
35,000 eggs.
This year, we were going to make sure the little kids weren't going to get run over by the adults. So we changed it up. Exactly.
And it worked out just fine.
Right.
It was great. It was really cool.
Hardly any eggs, though. 35,000. Stuffed by hand by you and your team, right?
And our team here at the city too. I have to tell you,
gosh.
I have to give a big shout out to Christy Garnes, because I used to just do it all by myself.
Yeah, she's on our staff here, does special events.
Yeah, she's been with us 19 years.
Yeah, and what's so great about this? It's free. It's a free event.
Yes.
Kids can come out there, and you're in a safe environment. And again, in years past, we've learned that sometimes the adults would help the kids, and so the littler kids were trying to compete with the adults for the eggs. Didn't work out too good. So this year we said, no, it's all kids. So it made it much better, and everybody did fine.
Everyone
and
got
the kids
eggs.
were really more respectful of each other than maybe the adults were.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a contact sport.
It's an egg hunt.
It's an egg hunt.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, very good. And Councilwoman, really thrilled about this. Back on March 23rd, we had our Bluegrass Festival out at Centennial Hills Park. This was a big, big deal. We had, when we were first setting this up, our Cultural Affairs Department, Allie Haynes Hamlin and her group, I thought these were going to be kind of local bands, but no, these are bands on world tours.
We had New Boo and then
the QB Sisters.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And
these are famous folks.
They are. They have music videos and they're touring the world. Yeah. Now this video we're showing you, this is early on.
Yeah, this is when we first started.
When we first started, because by the end of the evening, we had 3,700 people out there, so it was really packed.
So because it was so successful this year, next year we're going to do a whole weekend, a camp out, Bluegrass Festival.
Nice.
So we're going to camp out with tents and coolers and water, soda, beer, all of it. So we're just going to have a good time, camp out. We'll have lots of porta potties out there, and we're going to have a weekend Bluegrass Festival party at Floyd Land Park.
Yeah. And of course, what we'll do is we'll let you know what bands are coming through. You can kind of scope out when they're going to perform. So if you have a favorite band or a band you particularly want to hear, you'll be able to do that. But that's what happened this time around. And if you've not heard bands like New Blue, spelled N-U-B-L-U, take a listen. Amazing. They are really amazing.
They were. And it's a husband-wife team.
Yeah, yeah. And she's got just an incredible voice.
Angelic.
Yeah.
Angelic. And I have to give kudos to Allie, because she put it all on.
Yeah.
She got all the bands there. She got all the vendors there. And the vendors were great too.
Yeah.
Most everything was handmade, homemade.
Exactly.
Soaps, bath salts. I mean, amazing stuff. Jewelry, handmade jewelry from here. Local vendors. It was really cool.
And it was free.
Yes,
these concerts the Councilwoman is talking about are free out there. So
we pay for it all.
Yeah, the city covers you. And so, and your ward, from the allocation that you have for your ward, you contribute to this too. And then you also go out and help raise funds for the people to put this on. So it's a big deal. That was an incredibly successful concert. So the video didn't quite depict, because it was early. That was
early
because it went on all day.
Oh yeah.
And but by evening time,
it was packed. People were having fun. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
You had good weather that day too, which always is a real bonus as well. Councilwoman, the Power of Love concert took place at the Lou Ruvo Center.
Yes.
That's always a big fundraising event that they have there. Always just the incredible celebrities that show up. You're rubbing elbows with
Snoop Dogg was there, and Lionel Richie. He was our big pull. Shania Twain came out. So many others. Senator Mark James had invited me to go and be his guest. So him and I and some friends got to watch this lovely show and buy things. I mean, they had a silent auction, raised millions of dollars, and for the Lou Ruvo Brain Center. And if anyone hasn't toured that center, I mean, it's state of the art. The doctors are #1 in the nation.
Sure are.
And,
Cleveland Clinic. Yeah.
I mean, just really very, very proud to be invited and take part. And it was called The Power of Love. Just constantly remember.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's interesting. Larry Ruvo, who's really the force behind all that, his father, Lou Ruvo, who the center's named after, suffered from dementia, Alzheimer's later on in his life. And it was a devastating thing for the family because Lou had been, a very prominent businessman here in town, owned successful businesses, restaurants.
Yep.
And to see, and I think it really obviously impacted Larry and his whole family about how he went from being so viable to how his life turned out toward the end as he got older.
Yeah.
Hard to see.
Hard to see.
Larry made a commitment that he was going to try to prevent that from happening to other families as best as he could. So, partnership with the Cleveland Clinic and with Larry's foundation, Lou Ruvo's foundation.
It's really amazing.
Yeah, made
it's
huge
really
progress.
Amazing.
So.
And I have to tell you, science today, David, I mean, just the whole DNA, your genetics, the things that they can do with your DNA.
And predicting where you may have issues, exactly,
and
right.
so how you fix it now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting because they'll treat, of course, dementia, Alzheimer's, but also they're working with all types of neurodegenerative diseases and illnesses, including for athletes who've been maybe hit in the head, playing boxers, football, all sports. So it's interesting that they're doing a lot of study and working with those athletes on trying to predict what might occur down the road, but also how to protect them. What can we do to protect them if they're going to participate in those sports better in the future? So good stuff. And
you know what? Talking about Laruvo, talking about boxing, Muhammad Ali's wife was there. And she received the Caregiver Award.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome.
She knows firsthand the impacts of
24/7.
Yeah.
So she was an amazing woman, deserved that award. So she did. She got the Caregiver Award.
Good. I'm glad you were a part of it as well, Councilwoman. That's good stuff. This is great. You've been involved with this, the PAL program. A lot of folks, a lot of businesses here are involved with the PAL program. It's a partnership between businesses, organizations, and our school district. It's basically giving young people an opportunity to kind of intern and get a feel for what it's like in the real business world. And you've been doing this for a number of years, right?
I've used this. So generally with PAL, and I have to tell you, I'll go and I'll rent a few vans and I'll get 40 to 50 students if we have a big event going on. And we'll put them in T-shirts depending upon whatever the event is. You know, Christy makes T-shirts all the time for whatever event she does.
She does.
And literally we work with them, and these students are happy. They're amazing. Again, they're ready to work and lead the world. And it's just an amazing program. I can't say enough about it.
These are some of your students right now,
right?
Yes,
these are called my two Jackies, Jackie 1 and Jackie 2, and they're with the PAL program, and they also intern for the city. So they were excited that I came out to their school, Las Vegas High School, to spend the morning with them and have breakfast with them last week.
Yeah. Well, if you'd like to learn more about PAL, contact the school district, CCSD. Get with them. They've got a lot of information about PAL. It's a great partnership because not only are you helping a young person, a student, kind of get a feel for what they might want to do in life, but you're also kind of helping them get prepared to where they're going to be a great asset to the community when they are ready to work. Then. So
absolutely,
good stuff. Councilwoman, I've been waiting to talk about this the entire show. Goat yoga. This is not a joke. It's a real thing. I thought this was something that was not really real, but it is real.
It is real.
So what is goat yoga? It involves a goat. Actually,
it does involve a goat. So my girlfriend Beth, she's like, let's go to yoga. I'm like, okay. So, you know, we do that, you know, sometimes. And so she goes, no, I don't want to do regular yoga. I want to do goat yoga. And I said, what's a goat yoga, right? I don't know.
There it is.
There it is. So it's literally some goats come into the yoga studio and they jump on everyone's back because they look for the highest points. You know, so as we're doing like whatever position the instructor has us doing, so the goats just go and jump on everyone's backs, and they have these little shoes on, and it's funny because, you know, thank goodness the goats, you know, didn't go to the bathroom on me or my girlfriend Beth.
Going to ask you, do they wear little like diapers?
No, they don't.
Okay,
so
all right.
So if that happens,
can you house train a goat?
No, you cannot.
Okay, all right.
So that happens, and the goat handler just calls it a blessing. And I'm thinking that ain't no blessing, but thank goodness it didn't happen to me and my girlfriend.
Outstanding.
But yes, one of our participants that was doing yoga did get blessed by the goat. And, you know, but she was okay with it.
At least they're not horses.
They're not horses. Oh, my. No, yeah. But it was fun. It was very fun.
So I take it that this is not really that therapeutic as much as it's just fun.
It's just fun.
Okay, all right.
It's just fun. I mean, some people might say it's therapeutic for, you know, a goat to walk on your back. And it was okay, right? But if, you know, I'd just rather go to the massage place. Get a massage.
Kind of understand that.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah. So, but now you can say you've done it.
I've done goat yoga.
And we've talked about it on TV and
Yes,
everything.
we have.
All right. Okay. Well, goat yoga is a real thing, everyone.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I've got proof now that it really is.
Yeah.
So, I love this too. We had some other celebrities here in town. Big celebrities, literally. You posted this on Facebook. You said, a fun chance to meet the Budweiser Clydesdales right in our own neighborhood. And it was the actual Clydesdales, the famous Budweiser Clydesdales. There they are. These are big horses. I saw them once out at the TNM, Thomas and Mack once, and they're massive horses.
Let me tell you, these Budweiser horses and the horse trailers that they come in on are nicer than some of the biggest, most expensive RVs. These horses are just handled with such great care. They're about 2,200 pounds. They're groomed better than us, and they're just majestic.
Yeah.
They're just a sight to see. You fall in love with them instantly. And it was great that they came to our Smith's Marketplace and they trotted around our whole, parking lot out there. They stayed in our ward for a couple of hours.
That's great.
And everyone got to, take photos, and some people got to touch them, and it was really nice.
Councilwoman, now you're an equestrian yourself. We talked about that. Give everybody an idea of the difference between an average size horse and a Clydesdale.
So an average size horse is about 1,500 pounds, about 15 hands. So I want you to take your regular horse that you think is, wow, that's a big horse, and I want you to add about 700 more pounds to it. So Clydesdales are about 2,200 pounds, about 22 hands. And again, they're just huge horses. Gentle giants,
Because they were bred to pull things, right? As draft animals,
strength, strong animals. So they're about a horse and a half. You got to think about it that way. So they're about a horse and a half.
Wow.
These Clydesdales are equivalent to a full-size horse and a half.
And you don't typically ride a horse like that. They pull stuff.
They do pull stuff. But you can also, there's saving programs to where, Clydesdales do need to be adopted. So you can adopt them, you can ride them. They're not race horses, right?
No.
So you just ride them for pleasure, trail ride them. So again, any horse can really be broken, especially, when I say broken, I mean trained, especially like our wild Mustangs, that a lot of times the BLM is actually looking to place some of the wild horses, because right now they round them up and send them up to a slaughterhouse in Mexico. So what they're trying to do now is they're literally offering $1,000 per horse if you'll adopt them, so they don't have to send them out to the slaughterhouse.
And I think we have a program here in Nevada where inmates in our correctional systems will basically train the horses to where you can, once you adopt them, you can actually ride it. Then you're not going to have to worry about trying to train the horse yourself. So. But it's good stuff. So
it's great stuff.
If you're a horse person, listen to what she's saying. So, Councilman, you have some great events coming up. April 27th, the Kiwanis Color Run. Now, this is going to be out at Floydland Park this time, right?
Yes, it's going to be very messy.
It's very colorful.
Yes, it is colorful.
If you're not familiar, this is where you run through this chalk, and it gets, that's the whole idea, is you get it all over you.
Yeah, you get it all over you.
It's part of the fun, right?
Yes, and it's paint chalk.
Yeah.
So it's all colors, and so this is going to be my first color walk run, so we'll see. It's going to be really fun.
We've had this in the downtown. It's always been a big hit. So out at your place this time, out at Floydland, that's great.
Yeah, and the folks that are putting it on is the Kiwanis Club, and they're doing it to raise money for a handicap swing for our ward.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
So it's very exciting.
So it's going to come right back to us. That's great. And then, Councilwoman, this is great. Movie in the Park, May 3rd. Christopher Robin. This is the movie, Christopher Robin. If you haven't seen this, it was recently released. Didn't come out that long ago. What's great about this is that we're going to have it closed captioned, right?
Yeah, so our hearing impaired can come and enjoy the movie with us.
So again, that's going to be Friday, May 3rd, 7:30-ish as the sun goes down. And again, that is going to be free out there at Floydland.
All our events are free.
That's at Centennial Hills, right?
Yep, Centennial Hills
Park. Very good. And then May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Big deal. Out at Centennial Hills Park. Also, Sunday, May 5th from 1 to 6, big concert out there. Mariachi Sol de Mexico will be out there. Their lead is Jose Hernandez. And you're going to have a bunch of high school mariachi bands out there too, right?
Yes, we are. It's going to be really fabulous. Tacos, tequila. For tequila, you have to be 21. But it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun, and we're just going to have a good time as usual.
That was a big deal last year. We had it that same Sunday. It was May 6th last year.
Cinco de Mayo continuing.
But it was really a big deal. You had a great turnout.
It was cool.
And again, it's free, everybody. It's just a free concert out there, so come out and enjoy. And then we want to talk about this, Councilwoman, before we're completely out of time. Tule Springs. We want people to be cognizant. It is a national monument out there in that area, and we want to protect it.
Yeah, so once upon a time, Tule Springs National Monument out in Ward 6 in North Las Vegas was just BLM land. And then we started finding 300,000-year-old fossils, and not just one or two. There's like 500 different spots that are still not marked.
That are right on the surface, right there.
You walk, and let me tell you, so when they actually took me out there and showed me, we were walking, and our guide, who is a pantherologist, says, stop. So I stopped, and he goes, look to your left. I looked to my left, and I just thought it was a mound of white clay sand. But sticking out was a bone, and he said that most likely is a mammoth from 300,000 years. We can't touch it right now. We don't have the equipment. But you wouldn't have known. The bone was the same color as the dirt. You wouldn't have known. So why we're talking about this is because once upon a time when it was BLM land, everyone used to send shooters out. Go shoot out there, you know, and so there was a lot of shooting, you know, practice, target
shooting
blowing
out there,
up cars. And unfortunately, a lot of people dumped stuff out there, like refrigerators and mattresses and all that
furniture,
stuff. So we're getting some contractors out there to volunteer and clean up. But the number one important thing that I want everyone to know is it's a national monument now.
We want to protect it.
So we can't shoot out there. And even I have to tell you, the folks that I'm a big Second Amendment girl, and anytime we go shooting, when we go shooting, we take everything that we expended back out with us.
The shells,
so
everything.
Everything.
Right.
So you clean up your mess. You never go to a place and just leave a mess. You clean up your mess. So now we're cleaning up messes from years and years of garbage.
Well, and this is going to be, we've talked about this is going to be a thing that people are going to come from all over the world to see. These bones, the remnants of these mammoths, that whole era are going to be out there for people to see, and they're not just buried, 50 feet below the earth.
They're right
on the surface. Yeah, so we want to protect this.
So it's definitely amazing. And until you experience it, you don't realize what's out there. And then all of a sudden, it's like a treasure, right? So it's 300 acres out there that is a national monument now that we're cleaning up.
Yeah. So if you want to learn more about that, maybe be part of that, we're going to tell you how to reach the Councilwoman right now. We always want to hear from you. So if you have something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Fiore, you can always find her on Facebook and Twitter. She's very active on social media. You can also contact her just by picking up the phone, 702-229-6405, or send her an email. Her address is mfiore@lasvegasnevada.gov. And listen, we always want to hear from you, so that's the point here. If you have questions, if you'd like to learn more about how you could help clean up around the Tule Springs National Monument, that's how to get in touch with the Councilwoman, and she'll put you to work.
Yes,
she'll find something for you to do.
It's true. It's true. We have a lot going on, and we need everyone's help.
Yeah, sure do. Well, great job. We'll see you back here in 6 weeks with another update from Ward 6, but great work. We'll do it again.
Thank you,
All
David.
Right. Good stuff. And we want to thank you for joining us for this edition of Access City Council. Don't miss our next show beginning on April 25th with Councilwoman and Mayor Pro Tem Lois Tarkanian. You can catch all of our KCLV shows now on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.